King K. Rool debuted in the 1994 Donkey Kong Country game as the crocodilian leader of the Kremlings. And he's quite possibly my favorite character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate these days, but it got me thinking about one question. What if King K. Rool was a Pokémon?
King K. Rool, the crocodile Pokémon. King K. Rool resembles an overweight crocodile with one infected, bulging eye. It has a malevolent nature and will pretend to faint in order to deceive its opponents.
So as we analyze the question, what if King K. Rool was a Pokémon, we'll be looking at 4 different main points. Feel free to join the conversation in those comments below and subscribe. Now let's do this! Due to the nature of how King K. Rool acts, coupled with the prevalence of biting, taunts, and things of that sort, it seems likely that K. Rool would be a Dark-type Pokémon. But if we really dig deep, especially into his Smash Bros. Ultimate moveset, I'd wager King K. Rool would be a dual type with the Dark and Fighting type. At first, a tough call between saying fighting or possibly ground type, but because King K. Rool's attacks are largely physical attacks, and even at a basic level there are so many moves that are literal punches, grabs, and slams, the fighting type being the second is a much better bet. So let's say you either just hatched or just caught a wild K. Rool early on in the game, and could you imagine how terrifying that would be? Like, holy crap, King K. Rool is pretty big, but sometimes I feel that way about a lot of Pokemon, like seeing an Onix or Turtonator. Yeah, we're not talking about this or this, we're talking about this. But okay, you'd see your newly caught, newly hatched K. Rool start off with 4 of the lower level basic attacks or somewhere near 4. You'd probably see something like these on screen. Tackle, growl or roar maybe, bite, but maybe even add in something like snarl as another either starting 4 or just learned really early on. And some later moves I'd imagine could be learned by leveling up a King K. Rool Pokemon might be Crunch, Body Slam, Arm Thrust, Foul Play, High Jump Kick, maybe Sucker Punch, and of course, just with the myriad of moves in Pokemon, I feel like there could be so many other potential moves. So that's absolutely something else you could talk about in the comments. But I think of, for example, when we said Body Slam, that's very much like what his down smash kind of looks like in Smash Ultimate, and like the High Jump Kick, you know, he has that attack in the air where he's thrusting both legs forward. But I got to thinking that we could also consider a unique exclusive move. Like Bone Meringue, King K. Rool could use his Crown Orang move to throw off his crown, damage once, and damage again as it comes back. I'd say it would be a crowning achievement to have his own exclusive move. Boo! Okay, moving on. With the base stats, we'll be inspired by Pokemon like Pangoro, who's also a fighting dark dual type. But while Pangoro's highest base stat is attack, I think I'll put King K. Rool's highest to be defense, but we'll have his attack very closely behind that. I'm not assigning number values here just because that could be so incredibly variable and dependent on lots of factors, so best just not to do that, so the rest of his stats might pan out kinda like this. HP being kind of like average high, and then he would lack on the specials and speed a little bit.
My boxes become a shiny home.
Okay, so I am obsessed with shiny hunting, shiny Pokemon, all of that. So if King K. Rool was a Pokemon, wouldn't we want to know what a shiny K. Rool could look like? Who said no? I kid. One of the greatest assets already available to us is the multitude of Smash Ultimate skins or alt costumes. Now, when I look at Pokemon who are mostly green colored, I feel like many of their shinies don't change in much of a drastic way, but certainly there are, I guess, several exceptions. Some of the more notable changes that aren't just a different hue and saturation of more green would be like Gulpin, Snivy, Trico, Lotad somewhat. They often turn a teal or blue type of shade like this King K. Rool alt costume here. Then there's also the Caterpie, Meganium, and Pokemon of the like that turn gold or yellow, so I'd say this K. Rool skin could also work as well for the shiny, but leave a comment below please, which do you think would make a better shiny King K. Rool? And again, I really appreciate that you are viewing this. It's a new series for me, so I would love some feedback as well, but we've got one more thing to see. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Click the end screen to be taken to another video, and I will catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.
It's coming right back. Just might go and blast them up. So get these fools on my side. Let's just hope they're fast enough. So don't be the one to die tonight.